So let's go over this game. What actually happened here that allowed them to get this far ahead? Now, again, like I said, the last time I coached against Kaltis, she also played Ezreal, and the thing is with Ezreal, it does so much work, but a lot of the times you don't see how much Ezreal does because it's not as obvious as things such as the Jinx that's going to pop off. So we do get the Milio B1, which G2 literally showed in the last game that they are very comfortable with playing into the Milio B1. So they choose to go with the Ezreal Karma, and the reason behind this is because when you go Ezreal Karma, you know that you're going to guarantee somewhat priority within bot lane, and when you have something like a Milio that wants to scale with a big kind of hyper carry ADC, as soon as you take Ezreal Karma, you know that you're going to get prio in the early laning phase. Now, a lot of kind of people usually take Karma so that they can look to kind of scale into early dragons, get 1-2 dragons, but G2 take this an extra kind of step and they use it to consistently late invade. Now, if I'm Qlash Midnight, this is a really big mistake that they do not expect that in kind of late invade, because they did that consistently in 2 games today in the semis, so they're always going to go for that. I do want to see how G2 Hell vary that into the next game. But we can see that the RE comes down. So they are showing their mid. They're opting to prioritize that RE, which is really good because it allows it to kind of roam about the map and do a lot. But then we get Gnar, which now is a pretty safe blind pick due to the fact that you are a range champion in the early laning phase. And then when you get to the kind of, if you get ganked, you can hop. And obviously later on into the game, you kind of turn into a tank. And that allows you to kind of do a lot, and your ultimate is really good for synergy. So one thing that we did see here is that the Kindred was banned. So they do, even though Kindred isn't available, they are still prioritizing waiting until later into the draft for jungle, which if you are confident in your jungle being able to pop off, then that is very, very big. So this is huge, and then they choose to go the Malphite and the Vi. Malphite not too bad into Gnar, to be honest, because Gnar is an auto-based champion. But then we get the Orianna and Gragas combo, which is very nice. But here, the kind of big kind of play is that you have the Ezreal Karma for massive poke, you have the Orianna for quite healthy poke as well, and that ult advantage. And you also have Gragas, who can poke quite effectively also with his Q, and he can do quite a lot of damage, Q and ult. So that's pretty big. So let's jump into the game. Hey, welcome to the chat, Mr. Saltrock. How you doing? Right, so let's have a look into the actual game now. So what they did, so again, this is something that they've done 2 times in a row now. Gragas shows in this area just to not give away that they're going for a late invade, and then Sheena walks around and then Stats come here and basically just uses that advantage to come and start the red side. So this forces Delicate to go up into the top side, which vertical jungling for a Malphite into a Gnar is usually, well, it's really not too good. But what we see here is Kaltis and Columbo start getting this slow push going by getting some kind of trades onto the Jinx. A nice little PTA trade. Doesn't really matter too much that Ezreal loses HP here because, again, they're strong-sided with their Gragas there. So again, large amount of poke, and now due to the fact that Jinx and Milio are still level 1, due to being zoned away from this wave, the way that Qlash need to play this is they can't allow the Ezreal Karma to get this kind of level 2 advantage in the laning phase, and if they keep doing this, this is what is going to cause them to lose the game. So now they are just looking for pokes. They do manage to heal up a little bit early, but that ignite comes through onto the Milio, and then the Ahri TP comes down. Now, this actually gives Orianna a lot of pressure, and even though Gragas does die here, one thing I want us to focus on more so is actually this Orianna here, because what she actually then does is gets this wave pushed in, and now she keeps the TP, but manages to get a reset, and then come back without really losing anything due to this Ahri using her TP there. So, again, really good play from the side of G2 here. Again, top is just kind of skirmishing it out, but again, Gragas actually decides to look to come as well for another invade here. They know that Milio and Jinx are reset, and again, due to the kind of priority that this Orianna has managed to obtain, she actually manages to come in the jungle, and this is something that we see Tifa do really, really often, is she gets priority in lane and then instantly looks to walk with Sheena, which is really, really good for a mid laner. Yeah, I'm good, thanks, Saltrock. Thank you. So it gives her the ability to just walk in here and look to contest Vi on pretty much everything she's doing, and this is kind of completely fine too. They end up clearing the kind of vision away here, and again they've got another really big slow push, which again Ezreal and Karma slow pushing into you is extremely scary because of the amount of poke they have. So they just basically look to get tower plates and look to poke you out as they're doing it, and then you end up in this position where it's really, really rough to do all that much. So again, they instantly, and this is the thing that a lot of teams are not respecting, G2 are always on these objectives, and this is something that's incredibly powerful lately because Dragons got buffed so much that they're so incredibly strong, and I think Sheena knows this because she's consistently on those objectives doing everything she can, and we get solo killing top laners now versus Malphite, which again, when you're playing weak side as a Malphite here and you know that your Vi is in the bottom side of the map, you cannot be making these mistakes. We do see in a moment in this replay what actually happened. Malphite instantly got 6 and tried to go in, but the thing is with Nara, if you instantly use an ability, you will transform straight away. So instantly transforms and then just ults the Malphite into the wall. Again, with these minions hitting as well. These are doing about 27 damage per minion right now. So Malphite's basically playing into an AD carry and Nara in that trade, so just really bad kind of trade to come through from Sada, and now the wave is actually coming into Nara, and Lysia can just farm it quite safely, and I mean you can't really freeze it, but you guarantee that you are going to at least stall your wave, so it'll slow push in, and especially when it's 7 minutes, this slow push like window of 7 minutes is so incredibly valuable because I actually didn't slow push. But if you can slow push at this window and get a big wave pushed in here, as long as you can get prio, it means that Gragas can just come straight, get his kind of red buff, and then go into Herald. So really, really good in general. Just good all-round play. Again, it doesn't really matter that this wave is slightly doomed for the Gnar because, I mean, Gragas can just come and help. And again, we have this big kind of fight where multiple people are coming here. We've got Ezreal just farming into Jinx in bot lane, so they actually leave the ADCs down there to skirmish, but it's very hard to farm on the tower as a Jinx, especially into an Ezreal who can consistently poke you. The good thing with Ezreal is your Q is basically a second auto, so you can use your normal autos to farm minions and then Q to just poke. But the issue is here is the Karma is like slightly out of position, but Malphite actually decides to jump on the camera and burn everything when you still got this core of G2 at the back, just willing to jump in and do a lot. So this is just a really, really big grief fight, and the Orianna gets a massive ult here, and again, just does absolute work in this fight, pushes Vi away from the objective, and now she can just do whatever she wants. So overall, just really good clean play from the side of G2, and the fact that they are walking into an area where Orianna has contained with a ball. The thing that you have to know about Orianna is the ball kind of works like a no-go area. If you walk within that area of the ball, then you're going to get kind of picked off. The nice sidestep from Tifa to get away from the Ahri charm, and the Vi is kind of fighting Gragas down here, but Ahri has to flash over the wall, and now they just easily kill the Vi away and get the Herald. So again, really good just team fighting from the side of G2. I mean, like Sana using her ultimate just to kill a Karma is a really big mistake, especially when you're playing into an Orianna who is going to do a substantial amount of damage in this game. But as you can see, even here, Kaltis, due to the fact that she has been left 1-to-1 in this lane, has roughly a 26 minion advantage, which that's nearly 2 full kills of gold. So it's about 550 gold advantage over the Jinx purely in farm alone. Now she does have 1 kill, but this actually means that the Ezreal is about 300 gold in advantage either way, like 200-300. So the fact that you still have this advantage is very, very good, especially considering Jinx has been given 1 kill. But actually no, even more. So he's going to be about 600 gold advantage due to all these plates as well. So Ezreal very, very ahead in terms of overall gold here, and really good to see. So again, instantly into Dragon, using this prio from the Ezreal and Karma lane to go straight for Dragon yet again. this is a really big theme that G2 have been doing, and what, like, will Qlash pull out the necessary means to actually skirmish this and start prioritizing dragons more? Because if they don't, then second game is probably going to go very similar to this one, and it is just going to result in G2 getting the win. We unlock Ezreal out of bot lane here by dropping the Herald, and now again another big thing yet again, they're funneling into the Ezreal, and they push this in right here. The tower has 11 HP, so Ezreal can just instantly walk up. 625 gold going over for the first turret, and it's just really hard to contest what this Ezreal wants. Already nearly a 5k gold lead by 14 minutes. This is consistent for the side of G2 as well. But again, another fight comes down in this top side. They do jump on Gragas. Again, slightly kind of picked off, mispositioned. A good ult to get the Vi away. And again, Karma can give consistent shield, but unfortunately does die. Now, one of the big things is they have used absolutely everything. Vi ult, Jinx ult, and Malphite ult, all for that one kill on the Gragas. So now it's just down to the side of G2 to just keep running them down. Unfortunately, they don't manage to get anything more. But either way, it's absolutely massive. A massive shockwave from Tifa yet again. 4-man shockwave here. So again, ult down, 4-man shockwave. Really good. The Gnar did unfortunately ult the wrong way, but again, another tower. Now again, every time you get a tower in a lane, once you have a tower advantage, your minions become not only stronger as in they do more damage, but they also take less damage. So you end up in a position where those lanes are kind of naturally pushing from getting that advantage in the lane. So getting these towers and just slowly creeping this gold lead up and up. Now, they did lose some of that gold lead from that fight, but again, they have these dragons, which roughly 1200 gold per dragon, I'm pretty sure. So they do still have even more gold advantage there. So again, now they go for this third dragon, get it quite comfortably, and now they're in a position where Qlash are basically fighting a potential really early soul, like a 22-23 minute Infernal Soul, which again is absolutely insanely high value for a team like this that really does rely very heavily on pokes. So we do see this come in, an absolutely amazing Gragas ult to get the Arya away here, just to kind of peel Kaltis as much as possible. And we can see how G2 like to play. They want to look to keep Kaltis as alive as possible throughout, and Tifa with a massive ultimate to catch the Jinx and the Vi, and now, you know, like, they can just run down doing a ton of poke. We can see the Kaltis getting very close to Mana Moon. Again, Muramana is such a huge spike for Ezreal, and we can see this coming in very heavily. So again, 20 minutes, still 5k gold lead for the side of G2. Gragas does slightly get picked here. Vi does drop the Herald there to look to get this tower, and Tifa does actually TP into bot lane to help them. We can see a TP back here. Does get caught here and charmed into multiple. I think probably, I mean, the stopwatch is still pretty good because it buys time at least, and now this allows all of them to just run down. Malphite flash for the Orianna ult is completely fine if you're the side of G2, just because now the Malphite can't flash ult things like the Ezreal or the Orianna. It's actually huge value there. So again, slowly just poking out. The Muramana comes through for the Ezreal. And again, Sheena, a little bit of nerves showing here. But again, not too bad in general due to the fact that they keep using so many cooldowns to shut her down. And then the Malphite just gets picked here super hard. Obviously, they can't go for the dragon because they have no smite advantage. But they've locked down this entire area back here. There's not really much that can be done by the side of Qlash to stop them taking control there. And as you can see, they're just running down with this constant poke damage with another really good ultimate from Tifa. So honestly, like, Tifa this game easily MVP without a shadow of a doubt, absolutely popping off. So yeah, really love to see it, to be honest. And again, now they secure this Infernal Soul, and really dominant position for G2 to be in. Like, we have a 6,000 gold advantage for the side of G2 now, and again, just super good overall macro gameplay. Even though Sheena is getting caught here and there, the amount of kind of G2 still know that even if Sheena gets caught, they could do a massive amount. And again, when they're using so many resources to shut down a Gragas, that's really, really bad for the side of Qlash. But they're kind of forced into this because they're playing into very heavy poke teams. And again, Tifa has this kind of supportive mid laner that can look to help the team. But obviously, when you have Orianna in mid lane, she can be supportive, but then if she gets ahead, she's still going to do a massive amount of damage. Again, they look to just go on the Sheena. Really, really bad decision to just hop on her here. But as you can see back here, the amount of damage from the Ezreal coming through. And this is just... It's super hard to deal with when Ezreal is doing so much damage from so far away that you just cannot do anything into him. So... really, really big here, and now you can actually see G2 consistently looking to just pressure. If they walk into this area, then they get a massive amount of damage there, and Orianna still has ultimate available to deny the areas of effect. So again, Vi is up here. As Kaltis manages to get this Baron, and then they're just running down the Vi now with a really, really good TP here, and another really good ult from Tifa. Again, it just seems like G2 are way more on the same page, and if one of their pieces fall, another one backs up the rest of the team, which is incredibly good, and it shows this level of synergy, trust, and also experience that they have together as a team. 10k gold advantage for the side of G2 at 27 minutes still, and it seems like every single kind of game that G2 has been playing, they have had this massive gold advantage. So again, Kaltis taking a ton of damage here, but the Karma just coming in clutch with the redemption and the ease, and look at these shields over and over. Karma just basically looking to keep... Karma and the Orianna, Orianna also gets some really good shields down onto the Ezreal, pops ball on there, and just keeps Kaltis alive throughout so she can just keep poking, and that's unfortunately the game. So, again, really good play. Are we going to see Qlash make the same mistake of falling for the late invade? Let's find out.